Did you know that children of divorced parents are twice as likely to experience mental health challenges like anxiety and depression? Divorce doesn't just end a marriage, it reshapes a child's entire world. But what if I told you there are steps you can take right now to protect your children from the long-term effects of divorce? Stick around because in this video, we'll explore the real impact of divorce on children and how you can help them not just survive, but thrive through this life-changing experience. If you're visiting for the first time, I'm Dr. Taniesha Burke, your positive parenting coach, and welcome to our channel. I have a question for you. Are you a subscriber? If you're not, we encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted of our upcoming videos and most importantly, join our growing community from around the world. Divorce is a life-altering event for families, often leaving children grappling with the emotional, psychological, and social challenges. While the decision to divorce can sometimes be the healthiest choice for a family, it is essential to understand its potential impact on children and explore strategies to mitigate these effects. Each child and each family are obviously unique, with different strengths and weaknesses, different personalities and temperaments, and varying degrees of social, emotional, and economic resources, as well as different family situations prior to divorce. Despite these differences, divorce has been shown to diminish a child's future competence in all areas of life, including family relationships, education, and emotional well-being and future earning potential. When a child experiences parental divorce, there are significant losses that must be acknowledged. And we're going to look at those right now, and we're going to tie them into scientific studies that have examined the impact of divorce among children around the world. One significant impact of divorce on children is a loss of time with each parent. After a divorce, parents often face the dual challenge of coping with their personal losses while adapting to their new roles as single parents. This adjustment period can leave them with less emotional energy and time to dedicate to their parenting responsibilities, a phenomenon sometimes referred to as a moratorium on parenting. Additionally, even as laws evolve to promote shared custody, most children still spend the majority of their time with one custodial parent, resulting in reduced interactions with both parents. For many children, this particularly means spending significantly less time with their fathers. On the other hand, some children may also see less of their mothers if she needs to work longer hours to provide for the family. This reduction in quality time with either or both parents can affect a child's sense of security and emotional connection. The second impact of divorce is a loss of economic security. Divorce can significantly impact a child's economic security primarily due to the financial challenges faced by custodial parents. Custodial mothers, for instance, often experience a substantial loss of income ranging from 25% to 50% of their pre-divorce earnings. Many mothers rely on public assistance after divorce, with nearly a quarter of recently divorced mothers receiving support compared to 15% of men, and this is from the US. Over time, mothers who remain single parents recover only 94% of their pre-divorce income, while continuously married couples see their incomes grow. In single-parent households, the median income is less than half that of married couple households, and only half of custodial mothers have child support arrangements. Custodial fathers also face financial setbacks, though they tend to recover more quickly than mothers and rarely receive child support. Reduced income often forces both custodial mothers and fathers to work longer hours and in many cases relocate to more affordable living situations. Children in single-mother households are disproportionately affected with a significantly higher likelihood of living in poverty. For example, a study in the US found that 28% of children in divorced households lived below the poverty line compared to only 19% of other children. Poverty also tends to persist longer in single mother families. Over 32% of such families in poverty remain so for 3 years, compared to only 18% of married couple families. Moreover, children in single-parent households face limited upward financial mobility. Studies show that the prevalence of single-parent families in a community is strongly correlated with lower upward income mobility for all children in that community. Communities with higher rates of married families contribute positively to the economic prospects of children, highlighting the broader implications of economic insecurity post-divorce. The third effect of divorce on children is a loss of emotional security. Divorce can profoundly affect a child's emotional security, often weakening their relationships with immediate and extended family. Divorced mothers, for instance, may struggle to provide the same level of emotional support due to the stress and demands of single parenting. Similarly, children often experience a strained relationship with their fathers. Studies have shown that divorced fathers typically spend less time with their children, with fewer than half maintaining regular contact a year after divorce, and only 1 in 6 seeing their children on a weekly basis. Teenagers frequently perceive divorced fathers as less caring, and some children may struggle to trust their fathers following the separation. Relationships with grandparents and other relatives can also weaken, particularly with those on the non-custodial parent's side. This loss of extended family connections can diminish a child's sense of belonging and support. Divorce often disrupts cherished family traditions, celebrations, and routines, leaving children and even adult children of divorce feeling a loss of continuity and normalcy. Additionally, changes in residence due to divorce can lead to the loss of friends, familiar school environments, and other critical support systems, further undermining a child's emotional stability. The fourth effect of divorce on children is decreased social and psychological maturation. Children of divorced parents may face challenges in their social and psychological development. Research indicates that college students from divorced families are more likely to experience verbal aggression and even violence during conflict resolution with their partners. Additionally, these children often score lower on measures of self-concept and social relationships, reflecting difficulties in forming a positive self-identity and maintaining healthy interpersonal connections. Divorce can also exacerbate anxiety and depression, with symptoms often worsening after the divorce event as children adjust to the emotional and structural changes in their lives. The fifth effect of divorce on children relates to changes in their outlook on sexual behavior. Divorce can influence children's attitudes and behaviors towards relationships, intimacy, and commitment. Studies show that children of divorced parents are more likely to approve of premarital sex, cohabitation, and divorce. They also tend to experience an earlier sexual debut compared to pairs from intact families. For instance, girls whose fathers left home before the age of 5 are significantly more likely, up to 8 times, to become pregnant during adolescence, while boys in similar situations face earlier sexual activity and higher rates of sexually transmitted diseases. As adults, these children often report lower levels of trust and satisfaction in romantic relationships, with a diminished belief in marriage as a lifelong commitment. They are also 2 to 3 times more likely to cohabit, often at younger ages, reflecting a shift in how they approach long-term partnerships. Children of divorced parents are also statistically more likely to experience divorce in their own marriages. They may also carry unresolved emotional baggage that affects their personal and professional lives. These patterns suggest that divorce not only affects immediate family dynamics, but also shapes children's views on love and relationships in lasting ways. The sixth effect of divorce on children is a loss of religious faith and practice. Divorce can impact a child's religious belief and practices, often leading to a decline in faith. Children from divorced families are more likely to abandon their religious upbringing compared to those from intact families. As adults, individuals raised in step families are generally less religious than those raised by both biological parents. This decline in religious practices may have broader implications, as religious involvement has been associated with benefits such as promoting sexual restraint or fostering moral guidance. Consequently, children of divorce may lose these protective influences, which could affect their personal and social development. The seventh effect of divorce on children is a loss of cognitive and academic stimulation. Divorce can negatively impact a child's educational outcomes and long-term prospects. Children in divorced households often receive less language stimulation, which can affect their cognitive and academic development. That is because they also have less monitoring and help from their parents. One parent is not in the home, and more than likely the parent who is in the home has to be working very long hours and does not have the time and attention to give them to develop their language skills and to develop them academically. These children are more likely to have lower grade point averages and face challenges such as repeating a grade. Research across 11 industrialized countries has shown that children from two-parent families consistently achieve higher math and science scores compared to their peers in single-parent families. Furthermore, children in single-mother households are twice as likely to miss school for extended periods due to illness or injury compared to those in two-parent families. Over the long term, children of married parents tend to achieve higher income levels as adults, underscoring the lasting impact of a stable family structure on educational and economic success. The eighth effect of divorce on children is that they tend to be less physically healthy. Children from nuclear families tend to experience better overall health and well-being compared to those from non-nuclear families. For instance, only 12% of children in nuclear families are reported to be in poor health, compared to 22% of children from single-parent households. Additionally, children in nuclear families have lower rates of emergency room visits than those from other family structures. When it comes to developmental challenges, children in nuclear families are less likely to be diagnosed with learning disabilities or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, regardless of their parents' education level, income, or location. Furthermore, living with married parents significantly reduces the risk of abuse or neglect. Studies show that children in single-parent families are more than twice as likely to face physical abuse or neglect, highlighting the protective influence of a stable two-parent household. The ninth and final effect we will look at in this video is related to emotional distress. Children raised in single-parent households face a significantly higher rate or risk of serious mental health and behavioral challenges compared to those in two-parent families. A Swedish study involving nearly 1 million children found that children from single-parent homes were more than twice as likely to suffer from severe psychiatric disorders, attempt or commit suicide, or develop alcohol addiction. Additionally, children in single-parent households are twice as likely to experience emotional and behavioral issues, with 8% affected compared to 4% of children from two-parent families. The CDC in the US highlights that children living with one biological parent are 3 to 8 times more likely to encounter adverse experiences such as exposure to neighborhood violence, caregiver violence, or incarceration, as well as living with a caregiver struggling with mental health issues or substance abuse. These findings underscore the broader risk associated with single-parent family structures on children's well-being. We've covered the effects of divorce on children, and before we go into giving you some solutions, I want to introduce you to our journal. If you are new to it, this journal can be for parents who are in two-parent households or parents who are experiencing divorce or they live in a single-parent household. This journal will help you to really connect with who you are as a parent. The guided questions that are given every day ask you what you enjoyed about being a parent, your struggles, what you love about your child, affirmations about your relationship, and so on. This journal gives you a blueprint of seeing your habits regarding parenting, which can help you to change, because the first step in change is awareness. So no matter your family structure, we encourage you to get this parenting journal so that it can help you to connect and maintain a strong relationship with your children. Our second journal, which is also on all Amazon platforms, is the Rediscovering or Love Journal, and is specifically for couples. When we have children, sometimes our commitment to our children can cause us to lose commitment and love and attraction for each other because we're just focusing on the little ones. With this journal, you're reminded about why you fell in love with each other, the things you love about each other, why you decided to start a family with each other. Our morning and evening prompts also helps you to become more intentional and aware of how your spouse shows love, how you show love to your spouse. With this journal, it helps you to really build and maintain your love together. Divorce doesn't just happen. It usually comes after many, many years of neglect. This journal helps you to reduce the chance of experiencing that kind of neglect. So we encourage you to go on Amazon and get this journal so you can rediscover your love, so you move from roommate to soulmate once again. Now that you have a deeper understanding on the effects of divorce on children, and also you've been given the tools with our two journals to help you to become a better parent or to rediscover your love as a couple, we're now going to look at how we can mitigate the effects of divorce on our children. It is important to remember that as parents, we can take the proactive step to protect our children's well-being and foster resilience in them. The first step for protecting children of divorced families is creating a safe space for children to express their feelings, which is crucial. Validating their feelings, answering their questions honestly, and reassuring them that the divorce is not their fault can help alleviate guilt and confusion. Our second tip to supporting children of divorced families is to maintain stability and routine. Consistency is a cornerstone of resilience. Children thrive in predictable environments, so maintaining routines around meals, school, and bedtime can provide a sense of security amidst change. Our third tip is to co-parent respectfully. Conflict between parents, even after divorce, is a significant predictor of negative outcomes for children. Research shows that low-conflict divorces tend to have fewer adverse effects on children. Co-parenting with respect and prioritizing the child's needs over personal grievances can mitigate stress. Our fourth tip is to seek professional support. Therapists and counselors specializing in family dynamics can provide children with the coping tools and emotional support. Family therapy can also improve communication and understanding between parents and children. Our fifth tip is to foster emotional intelligence. Teaching children to identify and manage their emotions can improve their resilience. Emotional coaching, as outlined by the Gottman Institute, involves parents helping their children understand and regulate their feelings constructively. Parents, remember, you first have to name it before you can tame it. And if you want to increase your children's emotional vocabulary, you can look at Amazon for all the emotional charts. You will find lots of charts that you can use to help your children, to help them identify their feelings. And once those feelings are identified, then you can find constructive ways to tame them. Our sixth tip is to strengthen parent-child bonds. Spending quality time with children and actively participating in their lives reinforces a sense of security. Engaging in activities they enjoy, listening to their concerns, and showing unconditional love can help them feel valued and supported. Modeling healthy relationships is also important. Parents can model healthy relationships through positive interactions with others. Demonstrating respect, effective communication, and problem solving can provide children with a blueprint for their future relationships. Our eighth and final tip is to be mindful of financial stress. Divorce can bring financial challenges that trickle down to children. Planning for financial stability and ensuring that children's basic needs are met can reduce stress and promote well-being. Divorce, while challenging, does not have to doom children to a life of struggle. By fostering a nurturing environment, maintaining open communication, and seeking professional support when needed, parents can mitigate the negative effects of divorce and help their children thrive. We are now at the end of our video, and we hope that the information we shared today has been impactful to you. I know many of you, like myself, are from divorced families, so I would love to hear from you. Which of the effects could you relate more to? And what did your parents do to overcome it? If you're currently a single parent and going through divorce, what struggles do you see your children experiencing? And what are you doing to mitigate those challenges? Again, we hope that this information has been impactful for you. And if you have a friend or family who's going through divorce, we encourage you to share this content with them. So thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye for now.